of racing pigeons. Legends are not born by accident. They are built patiently, scientifically, relentlessly, across generations. This is the story of the weerd dynasty, a family that transformed pigeon racing from tradition and intuition into a discipline guided by genetics, diagnostics, and performance science. A legacy that stretches from small Dutch lofts to international competitions, and into the hands of thousands of serious fanciers around the world. At the center of this transformation stand three pillars: selection, clinical precision, and structured recovery. And it all began nearly a century ago. The visionary, Piet de Weerd. In a small Dutch village near the stronghold of Middelharnis, a young boy grew up surrounded by pigeons and possibility. His name was Piet de Weerd. The 1920s and 1930s were considered the golden age of long-distance pigeon racing in the Netherlands. But while many fanciers relied on instinct and folklore, Piet began asking deeper questions. What truly makes a champion? Between 1925 and 1930, he apprenticed under the legendary distance specialist Co Nippius. There, he discovered a truth that would define his life's philosophy. The foundation of every winning loft is ruthless, intelligent selection. Not emotion, not attachment, not hope. Selection. Piet developed an almost mythical ability to evaluate pigeons physically. Using only the fingertips of his left hand, he assessed muscle elasticity, skeletal balance, feather texture, wing carriage, and vitality. He could sense durability before the bird ever saw a race basket. He was not guessing. He was reading the architecture of performance. His reputation spread rapidly. Scientists began consulting him. Professor William Keaton from Cornell University sought his insights into navigation and orientation. In South Africa, Professor Jan Bonsma discussed heredity and breeding strategy with him. Piet became known as a human encyclopedia. But what truly set him apart was his ability to bridge instinct with biological understanding. He was laying the foundation for modern pigeonology, designing the genetic blueprint. One of Piet's most enduring contributions was his architectural role in the development of the Jan Arden Marathon strain. While Jan Arden managed the loft operations, it was Piet who sourced the crucial foundation birds. He introduced bloodlines from Oomans, Stickelbout, and other elite sources. These were not casual pairings. They were deliberate genetic constructions designed for endurance. The result? Pigeons capable of flying 800 kilometers or more, often into strong headwinds, and still returning in competitive time. From these foundations emerged icons like the Didi lineage, which achieved first National Ace Pigeon Marathon Belgium, and later Kleine Didi, winner of first National Dax. These victories were not lucky breaks. They were the product of disciplined inbreeding, strategic crossbreeding, and uncompromising quality control. Piet understood something essential. Genetics is the hardware. But even the best hardware requires maintenance, balance, and protection. That responsibility would fall to the next generation. The clinical revolution. Dr. Henk de Weerd. Growing up in this environment of elite loft visits and international connections, Henk de Weerd absorbed the philosophy of selection from an early age. But he chose to expand it. He studied veterinary medicine and, in 1972, specialized exclusively in racing pigeons. This was revolutionary. At that time, few veterinarians focused entirely on the athletic pigeon. He established the world-renowned Breeder Pigeon Clinic, which would eventually serve over 100,000 fanciers across more than 40 countries. Dr. Henk recognized a powerful truth. Even perfect genetics cannot perform if the bird is not clinically clear. Subclinical infections, the invisible enemies, can silently reduce performance. Mild respiratory irritation, low-level intestinal infections, mineral deficiencies. These issues rarely kill a pigeon, but they can destroy speed. The clinic in Breda introduced structured diagnostics, detailed questioning about loft conditions and droppings, physical evaluation of muscle tone and plumage quality, microscopic fecal testing to detect coccidiosis and worms, swabs for trichomoniasis, respiratory assessment for ornithosis complex. This was no longer guesswork. This was sports medicine for avian athletes. And from this clinical expertise emerged a product line that would reshape pigeon racing worldwide. Belgica de Weerd, the Success Program. De Weerd was not created to sell products. It was created to solve problems observed in thousands of loft visits. Every formula was field-tested, produced under strict GMP standards, guaranteed doping-free. At the core of the system is BS, often called the golden combination. It supports digestion while targeting trichomoniasis, coccidiosis, and intestinal disturbances. A clean digestive tract equals better nutrient absorption and better condition. Orni Special addresses respiratory challenges linked to the ornithosis complex, especially common after several races in succession. WN, known as white noses, maintains upper respiratory clarity and preserves oxygen efficiency. Parastop is used strategically before breeding or after racing to control deeper bacterial infections like Salmonella and E. coli. But medication is only one part of the equation. The real secret lies in recovery. Recovery, the hidden edge. Modern racing pigeons often compete weekly. They may fly 500 kilometers on Saturday and be expected to perform again the following weekend. The winner is not just the fastest bird. It is the bird that recovers fastest. Belgasol combines electrolytes, vitamins, and trace elements to rapidly restore hydration after flight. In high temperatures, this can mean the difference between maintaining condition or collapsing mid-season. Belga Recharge supports muscle repair with high-quality proteins and essential minerals. Belga Bion replenishes vitamin reserves, especially after antibiotic treatments. Belgabac introduces beneficial flora, stabilizing intestinal balance and strengthening natural resistance. Together, these products form a structured recovery cycle, not random supplementation, but a planned performance system. Timing is everything. The seasonal programs. The de Weerd philosophy is built on precision timing. Before breeding season, pigeons are checked for worms, coccidiosis, and salmonella. If necessary, targeted treatment is administered weeks before pairing. During incubation, digestive stability is maintained to protect both parents and youngsters. As young birds grow, hydration and mineral balance ensure optimal development. During racing season, a weekly rhythm is followed. Early week, vitamin restoration. Midweek, digestive stabilization. Pre-basketing, respiratory clarity. Post-race, immediate rehydration and cleansing. For marathon races over 700 kilometers, the strategy shifts toward fat metabolism and glycogen storage, ensuring sustained energy release during extended flights. This is periodization, the same concept used by Olympic athletes. The proof: modern competition. Today, the legacy continues with Nicole de Weerd and Team de Weerd. In the 2024 season, within the highly competitive Brabant 2000 provincial competition, the results spoke clearly. 16 first-place finishes in Rayon 3, 34 top 10 provincial placements against nearly 8,000 birds. First, Ace Pigeon Vitesse at regional and provincial level. First, Ace Pigeon Young Birds. These achievements validate the system. Selection, clinical monitoring, structured recovery. The blueprint still works. The de Weerd story is not just about products, it is about evolution. Piet de Weerd defined the art of selection. Dr. Henk de Weerd introduced scientific diagnostics. Nicole de Weerd proves the system under modern competition pressure. Together, they represent a rare fusion of tradition and science. In pigeon racing, the margin between first and 10th can be seconds. But behind those seconds lies decades of knowledge. And as long as racing pigeons rise into open skies, battling wind, distance, and time, the de Weerd paradigm will remain a benchmark for performance. Because champions are not accidental, they are selected, protected, prepared, and recovered with precision. And that is the science behind the thoroughbreds of the sky.